college, and they made me read this book, and I didn't really like it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a poet, but it had some cool terms. So one of the terms that we're gonna define today is what is a poet, right? So I'm gonna pass this around, and if we can make sure we each have one for you, one for you, one for you and me and you. Everybody.
I like that lingo.
You and me and you.
That's that college education lingo?
And that's that college education right there.
Yeah,
Does anyone want to volunteer to read? Okay, Liz, please read the definition. No, we're fine. Thank you so much.
I'm reading the definition of poet, or
The
I'm
definition
reading
of
everything?
poet only.
Poet. A maker in its first sense, who works with words. The poet is a person of sensibility who uses words to discover and explore the world, both inner and outer. He finds out the quality of an experience, great or trivial, terrible or gay. I'm as in happy, right?
Yes. One of them old school gays.
Yeah. Happy. By talking, perhaps by singing to himself, he tries to recreate and so to extend the experience. At the same time, he attempts to understand it. The poem is the way in which he makes the efforts, as it is also the results of them. It is the bridge between the world and himself, across which the reader walks for a livelier, a wider, or deeper view. The term poet is sometimes used of those who have the imagination, if not the skill, peculiar to writers of poetry. As Sidney put it, one may be a poet without versing and a versified without poetry.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Liz. And because that definition was so long and in-depth, I'm going to go ahead and just read it again so that we can process it fully, okay? Is everybody okay with that? Mm-hmm. All right. So I want you to really listen to the words and listen to the definition, because we're going to have a brief discussion about, well, what is all them words mean?
I sound like a preacher.
Right? You sound like a preacher. A poet. And we're also going to discuss whether or not we disagree with this definition, and do we classify ourselves as poet based on this definition. Okay? So let's read it one more time again so we can really take it in and process it. Poet. A maker in its first sense, who works with words. The poet is a person of sensibility who uses words to discover and explore the world, both inner and outer. He finds out the quality of an experience, great or trivial, terrible or gay, by talking, perhaps by singing to him or herself. It's old school him and he. He tries to recreate and so to extend the experience. At the same time, he or she attempts to understand it. The poem is the way in which he or she makes these efforts, as it is also the result of them. It is the